who is Toussaint Lorenz? You know, first of all, Tucson is an amazing name. I see the saint in there.
Yeah, thank you.
And is that French? And then how did that name, evolve, and what does it mean to be Toussaint Lorenz? And then we can take that into like IBO, right? Your whole brand.
Sure. It is hella French. It's my name. It's my legal name. So I used to go by Mr. Deuces. I went by my street name growing up was Toussie, and then I went by Saint for a while, and then I dropped some projects under Toussie, and then I went by Mr. Deuces, and then one day I was just like, I don't want to be any of these personas. I want to be myself. Like I just want to be me. I want to make music that I want to make. I don't want to feel like I'm like putting this mask on every time I go to do music, because like that's not the point of being artistic to me. To be artistic to me is to tell the truth, and I don't really necessarily feel like I can do that behind a full-blown like just name that isn't me and that isn't mine, and character and so on and so forth. So for me it was kind of like and on top of that, I was like, and my name is hella unique in itself, like Toussaint Lorenz. I don't know how many Toussaint Lorenzes you've met, but I've met one other Toussaint in my entire life.
Just the one you probably don't have to fight a lot of people on Google.
I don't. No, I don't have to be Toussaint Lorenz 1. I don't have to be TL94637. I just get to be myself. I get to be Toussaint Lorenz. So that was kind of how that came to be and came to pass. And I got a lot of just really positive feedback from it. Like once I switched, it was kind of like they would look at me. They would be like, "Oh, you're what? Your name is what?" Like before it was like, "Oh, okay, it's Mr. Deuces again." Fucking yeah. Oh, okay, fuck this guy. But when when it's like my name's Toussaint Lorenz, they'd be like, what?
Say.
What's that?
Right, France.
Yeah. So it just drew people in. And from there, it was like, I'm gonna stick with this. I'm just gonna go with my name, and because of that, right? So that led to maintaining integrity. So from there, it was this whole thing where it was like, I wouldn't say I'm the coolest person ever. I never really portrayed to be the coolest person ever. That's never been my goal, or it was probably at one point. But there's a level to me that's I'm different, right? Like the best way that I've heard my style and me explained is actually by DJ Coast. Shout out DJ Coast, Colorado DJ. He's your favorite DJ. You didn't know it yet, but shameless plug. But he said I'm like kimchi. Is how he referred to my style.
Interesting. I like it.
Yeah. So he said, the first time he had kimchi, he didn't like it. It wasn't for him. But it had a certain flavor to it that it was like he randomly got a craving for it and was like, I'm gonna go back and get some. He got some more and he was like, I still don't know if I like it, but I fulfilled that craving. And then the craving came back again. And so he had to go back and do it again. And then he was like, I really fuck with kimchi. And that was essentially how my music grew on him. It was like, at first he was like, no, I don't like this. And then, a while later he was like, I just really want to hear this sound. And it came back to me. And then to that same scale at that point. So yeah, and so that's the best way I've heard it. So from there, it was like, okay, well, if I'm gonna be different, I'm gonna be different. Like that's what I'm gonna be.
Coat at the thrift store.
What's that?
You get the fur coat at the thrift store?
No, I paid like $100 for that bitch from China, and it's like 3 sizes too small.
You got it off a Wish, and it came in the Asian.
Yeah, it was brother. I could only move in the ways that you saw me move in the video. Like that's as far as my arms would go. I couldn't do anything else outside of that. But yeah, so it was like the integrity part about it was like, I'm just gonna be different. I'm gonna be myself, and what comes with me is I'm gonna buy this fur coat, and I'm gonna fucking wear these ring pops to accentuate the glamour and glitz of rings, and
I tell you, it's iconic. It's just like kimchi because it would show up in my news feed. You did this thing
Can I be a Buddha? Can I be a Buddha? Eh, oh. Can I be a Buddha? Can I be a Buddha? Eh. Can I be a Buddha? Can I be a Buddha? Can I be a Buddha? Eh.